I think he's perfect for what college football needs because one thing about Bill, he's not about to kiss nobody's tail. He's going to tell you like it is up front, and he's not going to be overpaying these kids.
He is back at it, former NFL standout and Buckeye legend Jay Wells, man, and we got a lot to get into from a whole lot of major moves on the coaching level to high-stakes drama in NFL and beyond. Jay Wells, are you ready, though?
I'm ready, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, first up, man, of course, the conversation, we got to turn it to Michael Vick, man. He is reportedly taking over Norfolk State University as head coach. There was a lot on the line with that. And apparently Sacramento State was looking at him as well. So he made the decision to come on home and go to Norfolk State, which is a major, major move. How do you see this playing out considering what he did in the league?
I think it's a great, great opportunity. I'm happy to see him step into the coaching realm, especially going back to his home state, going to a HBCU. I think it's going to be a phenomenal situation for him. I mean, listen, they were 4-8 last year, 3-8 the year before that. So can't get pretty much no worse on the football field. He's going to bring a lot of celebrity status. I think it's going to energize their program, and I think it's a great hire.
Now, of course, obviously you being a Buckeye and having one of your fellow Buckeye alum and Eddie George do what he did do what he's been doing at Tennessee State. There's a lot of excitement, and one of the key things you spoke on was the celebrity factor. With Michael Vick, do you think that he can have the same impact that, say, Deion has had? Because obviously those comparisons are always going to come up.
I think he can have something close to it. I have never seen a marketing machine like Deion Sanders. So I don't think that there's not too many people out there that can get the type of marketing, the type of publicity that he can get. Obviously, Michael Vick has a great name, college legend, NFL legend. He has all that going for him, but I don't know if he's going to get the same hoopla as Deion Sanders has been able to get since he's been at Jackson State.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't see Michael Vick as being as vocal as, say, Prime is. He's got a bit of a different style, but, no doubt on his impact. Obviously, what he did at that position as a black quarterback has been nothing short of amazing. And I think that when it comes to recruiting, he is going to knock them out their shoes and socks. Virginia has a wealth of talent in that region. So, I'm sure he's going to be able to attract a whole nother level. Now, of course, you went to Ohio State, Jay, so that's a different level of recruiting, and it's some different pockets over there. It's a different alumni base as well. Sure. What do you think, or how do you see necessarily maybe his ability to impact NIL or anything like that?
I think it's going to have an amazing impact. Think about it. If you're a parent or if you're a student athlete and you have Michael Vick coming into your home, I think that's going to say all it needs to say. So if you want to play with somebody who's proven that he's put the work in on and off the field, somebody who's made mistakes off the field, persevered, came back, got himself together, and now he's living an amazing life. He's a great story, man. So I think any parent, any donor, they're going to be lining up to send money over there to Michael Vick, I believe, to that university, should I say?
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned, his story. He's definitely had his share of trials and tribulations. When it comes to how he's going to relate to potential recruits, saying how do you think that plays or factors into his ability to bring talent to Norfolk State?
I think it's going to be exactly what Deion was able to do. I think it's going to be exactly what Eddie George has been able to do. And a host of other great coaches that's been in that HBCU realm. But we're talking about former athletes right now that have high profile. So I think it's going to be amazing, man. I think the stars have aligned, man. He's in his home state, like I said. He's older. So obviously he's ready to lock in because coaching takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of hours. You can't travel how you want to. Like you have to really be locked in 24/7 to this gig. So obviously he's at that space in his life. So I think he's going to do amazing, and I wish him nothing but the best of luck.
Absolutely. I'm curious to see how he puts together that coaching staff. Now, Prime shocked me with some of the folks he brought, as it evolved over time. I thought Warren Sapp was like an amazing addition that brought a lot
Mhm.
of fire to Colorado as well, and really, sharpened up that D line. What do you think about his ability to attract that level of talent to want to coach with him as well?
I think that won't be a problem at all. He's going to be able to find young, hungry guys that maybe not the big name guys, but guys who have a lot of potential and a lot of talent, and put them in position to prove themselves as well. The same way Dion play people in position, the same way Eddie put people in position. He's now going to be able to do that in Norfolk State, and I think it's going to have an amazing effect. And I think a lot more guys, man, are going to start to come doing this. But I think we'll talk about that.
Okay, no doubt. Well, speaking of the Falcons, of course, there's a bit of a dilemma, saying here in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins, certainly, as of late, maybe it's a little too much swag surfing, not enough wins,
Yeah.
not enough touchdowns. And, I like the energy. I like Kirk Cousins' energy, but unfortunately, the Falcons have fallen to 7-7. So, these playoff hopes are looking really interesting. Let's just say that. Do you think this is the time to bench Kirk Cousins and try the young boy out, man, and Penix, man, and give him a shot, or is it still too early for that? Because Cousins does have a major deal with $180 million on the line.
That's the problem. You already paying them major bucks. So it's going to be hard for them to literally go ahead and bench him and allow him to make that type of money as a backup. So that part of it, I get it where they won't bench him. But his last 3 weeks, it's been terrible. He's thrown 7 picks in the last 3 games, bro, with like 1 touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a turnover machine at the quarterback position, you're killing our chances of winning football games. So if this coach is about winning and trying to get into the playoffs and that's it, he may have to go another direction if Kirk continues to turn the ball over the way he's been doing.
Okay. Having been in a locker room like that, I mean, is it really about the money, or is it about the ability to really, put those points on the board? If we saw that Michael Penix could potentially do something.
That depends on the organization. Like I said, some organizations is all about the money. Hey, we paying you that money, you're gonna go out there and play until you can't play no more. Other organizations, they're about winning, and you're not performing, you're not doing your job. We got somebody that we drafted in the first round. Hey, let's give him a shot. We can't do any worse than you turn the ball over. Sometimes the best thing to do, is just punt the football and let your defense play and live to fight another day. You cannot turn the football over in the National Football League and think you're going to win games. So if he doesn't clean that up, they might have no choice but to go another direction.
Okay. Do you think the season is slipping away no matter what? Of course, the Falcons are like 1 game behind Tampa Bay, for the NFC South. Any hope at redemption?
Of course. They're one, like you just said, they're only 1 game back. They got 3 games to go. Listen, you never know. If he stops turning the ball over and they win 2 or 3 of these last couple of games, then you guys may be right there in the playoffs. So there's definitely hope. Yeah, it's too early to give up hope on them right now for sure.
Okay. We might have to keep Kirk out of Magic City.
Yeah. Well, if they're in Magic City, y'all ain't got no hope. It's over. I'm telling you right now.
Now, look, I ain't putting that on Kirk. You know what I'm saying? We're just having a little fun with you, Kirk.
We would have had the footage if he'd been in there. We would have saw the footage already.
Absolutely. Look, but speaking of that nightlife, man, Travis Hunter, okay? He's won the Heisman. Genty, obviously had a phenomenal year, but Hunter edged him on out because of what he's been able to do on both sides of the ball. But his girlfriend, we already know, man, and you in the spotlight, your lady, it's kind of taking some of the light away from him, you know what I'm saying, and what should be a really celebratory moment. But what are your thoughts on that? You know what I'm saying? Well, let's start with Genty first, okay?
Yeah.
Him beating Genty out, you're a running back. What do you feel about that, brother?
I mean, I feel Gentry's pain, man. Listen, the man had almost 2,500 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? Stats were crazy. And he did it against the number 1 team in America right now. The man had over 200 yards versus Oregon. So we can't sit and say that he wouldn't have been able to do that against good competition. So that throws that out of the window. So I think he definitely has a gripe. But, like I said, with the marketing machine that's behind Colorado and Travis Hunter, it was going to be tough to beat that, man. Like I said, the marketing machine is massive right now coming out of Colorado. So I figured that they would give it to Travis Hunter, but I definitely understand how Genty is feeling if he feels like he got slighted.
Yeah, I mean, any other year would have certainly been his year, but not this year. All right. So Travis does his thing. He got a lot of attention at the actual Heisman Trophy award ceremony, and of course, there was that look where his girl didn't stand. I saw Coach Prime kind of, he really did a great job of giving her the subtle nod to, saying go ahead and stand up. What do you think about all of that, man? Is this becoming a distraction? Or is he going to be able to maintain and do what he needs to do, especially going to that next level?
We'll see. It's still to be determined. We've seen where some of these relationships can really get the player out of their character. Hopefully, this young man seems to be a great young man. I don't know this young man from what I can see from afar. He seems to be a stand-up gentleman. I worry for him. I know this is kind of still like puppy love stage. Sounds like he's been with this young lady for the last 5 years. So they've been together for a long time, but the spotlight is totally different, is at a totally different level now. And she may not be mature enough to handle that with him being the type of star that he is. Everybody can't sit and play the second role. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out, but I wish him well, man. And hopefully, he gets a prenup. That's for sure if he gets married.
Yeah. Well, one of the big things that obviously happened is he was at that Adidas signing and she was there with him and she asked the question of, am I just supposed to sit here and wait? And that caught a lot of people's attention. And of course, she had her rebuttal. She started to come out to seem pretty emotional with that. But, he had to defend his girlfriend, obviously. And he's told everyone that he loves her.
Listen,
what happens in that situation? There's a lot of speculation, Jay, about her past. A lot of things start to come up when you're in the spotlight like that, man. Does he need to take a stronger stance, saying publicly to sway these distractions that seem to be coming his way?
It's a tough situation for him. I think they probably should just leave it offline. People are going to talk whether you're right or wrong. They're going to talk. If this is affecting them this much, this early, I don't know if she's going to have the skin to make it through this in the long haul because this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, I don't know. Like I said, I'm worried for him and I hope that he protects himself at all costs. Obviously, he has great mentors around him. I'm sure they're telling him this, but at the same time, when somebody's in love with somebody, you can't tell them nothing. You got to let that situation play out and just let it be what it's going to be.
Yeah, affairs of the heart are definitely tough. Look, man, you know what I'm saying? College football is definitely buzzing. Bill Belichick has decided he's going to make that same move that Deion made, and he's legendary doing what he's done. Is Bill Belichick, in your mind, making the right move, and is he going to have a dramatic impact in the world of college football as well?
Well, I think it's the right move for him because it's what he wants to do. It's another opportunity. It's another challenge. I'm sure after coaching in the National Football League for 30 or 40 years, he was bored, winning championships, multiple championships. So this is just another challenge for him. I think he'll be able to adjust. He's a great football mind. I think he understands his personality. He will put other coaches and people in place to maybe be the face of what he has going on, and he'll just do what he does behind the scenes. I think he may be successful there. North Carolina is a great university. A lot of great kids will want to go play for him. So if he has the right coaching staff and he stays out of his own way, I think he'll be great at North Carolina.
Okay. Last thing on that though, what about his reputation as a disciplinarian, man? I heard you mention that, he probably wanted to get involved on a collegiate level. Do you think having seen some of the superstars in the league on a professional level, also influenced him to kind of, say, let me get around these young kids to help shape them as they get ready to go to this next space? What are your thoughts on that, bro?
I think he's perfect for what college football needs because one thing about Bill, he's not about to kiss nobody's tail. He's going to tell you like it is up front, and he's not going to be overpaying these kids. If you want to come here, get a great education, play great high-quality football, get coached by some of the best in the country, and go to the NFL, I'm your guy. But I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with these kids over millions of dollars when they haven't played a snap in college. Now, I see him being the same way he was in the NFL. He never overpaid superstars. And the superstars that came to his organization, if they were a problem, they were out of there ASAP. And he's going to do the same thing in college.
No doubt. A situation I'd have been interested to see him handle is Devondre Campbell, all right, and his refusal to go into the game for the 49ers, man. When you see something like that, what should happen when players refuse to go into the game? And is there ever anything legitimate that would warrant that in your mind?
Well, first of all, we got to check on his mental stability. Some of these guys are really going through challenges that we may not know about off the field. I'm not giving him an excuse. If he was able to play, he dressed out, then he should have played, point blank period. If he wasn't injured, yeah, you got to play. And if you don't play, you're going to get suspended or you're going to get cut. Those are just the things that are going to happen. And he had to know that before he did what he did. So they're going to handle it how they handle it.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced this on any level in your career, Jay?
No, I've never had a player refuse to play. I've never had a player walk out of a stadium. I've never seen that in person.
Now, do you think this is a reflection of Campbell, or do you think that perhaps this is saying something about the culture, you know what I'm saying, in San Francisco?
I can't see the culture in San Francisco falling off that fast. That's been one of the best organizations in the National Football League for the last 5 years. I can't see them falling off that fast. I think this is an individual situation where he felt entitled, that he should have been playing more, or whatever the situation may have been. And when they called on him, he thought he was going to hurt the team. And yet and still, he got himself fired, suspended, or may never play in the National Football League again. So he's going to have to pay for those actions.
Yeah. We've seen a lot more of this, and I remember, Vontae Davis, obviously he was dealing with some things. So I think the mental health aspect that you brought up, because it was a question that I really had, in all seriousness, because you just don't see this type of bizarre behavior.
Exactly.
When Antonio Brown did it, it was kind of like,
we could have saw that coming.
You didn't see that coming. And then, there's other antics that he, also, decided that he was going to, execute on the field too. So it makes you ask a lot of questions. I think Shanahan's, he's a solid coach, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what happens next. And I would like to get into that locker room and understand what the conversation is like amongst his teammates, or
from the couple of interviews that I heard from his teammates, they were not happy. So it didn't seem like he was going through a mental issue. It just seems like he quit and he wanted to hurt the team at that moment when they desperately needed him. So that's not the tone that the players had after the game when they saw what happened.
Yeah. Nah, man. Do you think you could ever get the team back? Meaning, could somebody like that, could Devondre do something like that and ever get the confidence of his current teammates or future teammates that he may, play with? Or do you think that, as I've heard some other analysts say, he'll never suit up in the National Football League again with that type of energy or attitude? I don't know. You've been there.
Listen, it's a very slim chance. He's definitely not probably going to get another chance with the 49ers. Now, you may, if he goes and does some rehab or some counseling, he's going to have to show some effort off the field to show that he's trying to improve his mental state and his decision making. And that's still going to be a very slim chance. So I would hope that they don't let one decision. We've all made one bad decision here or there. I would hope that they give a young man another chance somewhere else. But that's not a good look on his behalf.
Absolutely. A lot trending right now as it relates to news, particularly with football, man. But, Bengals safety, Jordan Battle, he recovered that fumble. Inexplicably, though, he dropped the ball, switching hands. Now, as a running back, Jay, I know you know about that hand switch, but talk to me now and really, take us in there, because I'm trying to understand what that was all about. Is it a lack of discipline? You know what I'm saying? Is that, just a mental lapse? Was he just too excited? You know what I'm
Just
saying? How do you prevent yourself from making those level of mistakes?
It's just a lack of discipline. It's a lapse in judgment, and it's just not paying attention to detail. I mean, come on, we've seen this happen 100 times. Everybody in the world has had to see this happen 100 times. You got to know, just run through the end zone, bro. You're like, I just don't understand why guys even cut it close. I'm not even dropping the ball until I'm 2-3 yards. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna hand the ball to the referee. That's how I used to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never gonna have that problem. So I don't understand it. I think it's selfish. And I think that, bro, just finish the play. You made a great play. Just finish it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. You think there's a lot of pressure to try to create some type of highlight like moments or something like that, you know what I'm saying, with younger
You're
players?
already about to score a touchdown as a defensive player. How much more highlight you want? I don't understand.
Bruh. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate and they need it. You know what I'm saying? They needed that, man. What do you think about the coaching right now? I mean, are coaches doing enough with these players, you know, saying to prevent costly mistakes just from your experience and what you've seen and know?
I think coaches get way too much credit. Listen, the coach is going to give you a game plan. Okay, Sunday, Saturday, or Friday night, it's on you to go out there. You still have to execute this against 11 other guys that are here to destroy your plan. So I think coaches get a bad rap. Players got to make plays when it's time to get out there on the field. I always say that I'm never blaming coaches for losses unless you know it's a timeout situation or something specific. Most of the time, we're losing the game, man, because of the players not making plays. And that's just the moral of the story.
Yeah, man. Okay. Speaking of making plays, we've had conversations about LeBron James, right? You know what I'm saying? I think the world of LeBron, but it's been rough as of late, you know what I'm saying, with the Lakers. And, he stepped away for personal reasons. But, he led the team to a dub, man. Obviously, it's been a tumultuous season. This was the season where he and Bronny were on the court together. But, he's had a lot of negativity. Bronny's had a lot of criticism, and certainly the Lakers have struggled for a lot of reasons. Now, with these personal challenges, do you think it's time for him to consider stepping down? Or because he's doing it at a high level, but it's very, very rare that you see guys like that. But could this be signaling that this is the beginning of that?
This has been signaling this for years. Like LeBron is just playing basketball to have fun right now. Obviously, the Lakers are not about to win no championship no time soon. They didn't bring him any help in there. So what do they expect? He's just a 40-year-old dude balling, killing youngsters every night. You know what I'm saying? He can retire at any moment. Who knows? It's like he's done so much for the game and for himself personally. He can say at any moment he's ready to retire. So right now he's just playing until he wants to play. I mean, I don't think he has any championship aspirations, especially not staying as a Laker.
You think he could ever end up going out? I remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar tail in his career. It wasn't what we would have liked to have seen for one of the greats. I mean, LeBron is still performing, but do you think that, you can't stay in there a little too long?
I don't think he can because his season can't go that bad the way he started. I mean, the man had 4 triple doubles in a row this season, so he can't be doing that bad. He's still been balling. He's still putting up 30 points whenever he wants to. His 3-point shooting is down, obviously. He's been trying to play all 82 games before he stepped away from this break, but he's just getting older, bro. Like the dude is old. I stopped having expectations for LeBron James when he was 35 years old. Like everybody expects this man to continue to play, and he played when he was 25 years old. That is done. What he's doing now is bonus work for me. This dude, he's been great for so long. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Let's jump in this fair or foul real quick, man. Travis Hunter's girlfriend not standing during the Heisman Trophy awards. Is it being overblown? Is that fair or foul with the criticism or backlash that she's received?
Well, I think it's foul because I listened to her explanation of it, and I'm just going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She was waiting for his mother to stand up. Whatever she said, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I think it's a little bit overblown. You know what I'm saying? But She is coming off like a little bit of a hater, though.
Yeah. Okay. Understood. Now the Charlotte Hornets, they got themselves in some hot water with the halftime skit. The team pretended to gift a young fan a PlayStation 5, only to take it away off camera and replace it with a jersey. Now the Hornets have since apologized, promising to give the fan the PS5 and a VIP game experience. Fair or foul for the Charlotte Hornets to run with that one right there, man.
That's foul, and that is as foul as it gets. And I don't understand why these organizations are so petty, bro. Like, that's just petty. It's just petty. I just don't even understand why you would do that. It's terrible.
Yeah. Wondering who made that call and what was going through their mind on that one. PS5 is easy. Listen, Snoop Dogg, he essentially criticized or dismissed Bronny's 30-point G League performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was overhyped. Now, is it fair or foul for the Snoop D-O-double-G to have that type of criticism? Is it justified or is that a bit harsh?
It's fair. Man, listen, Snoop Dogg is a real Laker, man. That man don't care nothing about no G League games, man. What you want him to say? Oh, my God, he got 30 in the G League. Man, Snoop been around the Lakers for the last 50-something years. Man, that man don't care nothing about that. Of course it's fair. Of course.
Yeah. Man, listen, Jay. Right now, it's going to continue to get intense. We know we got more coming down the pike. I appreciate you in your insight.